What's up, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. To get us started on today's video, we've got a tweet that was shared by Nerd Nation Unbox. According to his tweet, Siren Johnstone, Executive Director of the Compliance and Regulation Program at the University of Hong Kong, gives his prediction on the SEC versus Ripple case. Listen in.
Talking, of course, about the SEC versus Ripple case. And this case, which is the second loudest after the Telegram one, really showed everyone the need of actual regulatory clarity. And until it reached cases of any range, smaller ones or bigger ones, like the one with Telegram or XRP here, can altogether be a true security case or a business battle case or a politically flavored case. What do you think of the Ripple case? Where does it put the SEC and where it can direct the blockchain community? Who would like to kick off here?
I will kick off. I think that it's the most unfortunate case, and it's hard to really get into the mindset of the SEC to bring the action. There's a lot of commentary floating around about that's positioning the case against the comments that William Hinman made back in 2018 about Ethereum being sufficiently decentralized that it's not of interest to the SEC. The SEC now seems to be saying that, oh, look, because there is a company, Ripple, that seems to make a difference. When, if you look at it from a functional point of view, the fact is that Ethereum, the developers of Ethereum at the Ethereum Foundation are effectively still evolving Ethereum in a similar way. My expectation is that this is simply creating uncertainty, that it is highlighting the failure of the SEC actually to do better in terms of clarity to an industry that is already huge and becoming larger. My prediction on an outcome is that if we get enough exchanges between the lawyers, this will provide interesting insights, but that we won't get to a court judgment on it. I think we'll get to a point where there's a face-saving settlement from both sides, pretty much like Telegram, pretty much like EOS before it, and that's where we will be left, which unfortunately is kind of like 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards.
As always, welcome back to Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP Army. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. In more interesting news today, we can see that attorney John E. Deaton has shared his 2 cents worth on the state of the crypto market in the U.S., saying that the United States is being left behind. Crypto regulation is not coming. He further continues by saying that he has seen some very smart people say things like, when we get regulation soon. He hates to be a Debbie Downer about politics in the U.S., but doesn't see sensible crypto regulation being passed into law anytime soon. According to John Deaton, the first quarter of 2025 is likely the earliest it could get done, and that estimate might also be overly optimistic. Moving forward, the markets will mostly receive guidance through judicial results from the SEC's regulation by enforcement policy. In other words, guidance in the crypto market will only come by federal district court decisions like Elbury.com, Ripple, and Dragon Chain, among others. Therefore, it's important for the industry to come together and help fight the SEC's enforcement-only policy. People have told me that I'm likely fighting a losing battle. Maybe I am. But what else do? We have to fight all of these court battles because clarity through legislation is not coming. And now we've got another interesting tweet coming to us from Albert Isola, the Minister for Digital and Financial Services for the Government of Gibraltar. Speaking on the Ripple versus SEC case, Albert Isola says that the way the U.S. is handling regulation is a great indicator of just exactly how regulation shouldn't be handled. It's frustrating, to say the least, to see that the U.S. doesn't do what it should do, which is lead by example.
For me, this event that you're hosting, Olga, this morning is about smart regulation, and the United States teaching us exactly how not to do it. We still have a piece of legislation from 1946 which determines what a security is, and we're calling that interpretation and adapting it to a digital asset. You've got to be bonkers if you think that sort of framework is going to give any firm and any business any degree of certainty or security as to how they can manage their businesses. And therefore, that's where this event is focusing on smart regulation, because I believe that the US takes the view that when something is big enough then it's going to move in and do things to it, which nobody knows where they're going to come from, why they're going to come for it. And the whole thinking behind regulatory action, in my view, should be when you're breaching something. And I don't see that in the United States. And so I think the sooner that they get to grips with actually deciding who's going to regulate this space, how they're going to regulate this space, and why they're going to regulate this space, the whole blockchain space and the whole crypto area will dramatically grow as a result of that certainty, because that's what firms are crying out for. So when firms come to Gibraltar, they want to know that they're coming here for certainty. You want a legal framework, you know what you have to do, you know which hoops you have to jump through, you know what you have to do to stay on the right side of the law. That is a framework that gives people the certainty to be able to confidently invest and grow their businesses. And so the Ripple case, the Telegram case, and unfortunately there'll probably be a few more firms very worried looking over their shoulders as to if they're going to get their call or not, for me stems from this lack of regulation. And that is what, I pulled a little hair I got left at, worrying about why we are in this position and why the US doesn't do what it should do, which is lead.
In another tweet that was shared by Riz XRP, we can see Brad Garlinghouse speaking on the demand and supply of cryptocurrencies in the market. He says that fixed supply increases in demand. You don't have to go to MIT to know what's going to happen. Listen in.
Institutions, Joey and I sat in a meeting not that long ago with, some of the largest institutional money in the world trying to get smart about crypto. They owned zero on that day. I don't know if they do today. But as they enter the market, you have fixed supply, increasing demand. You don't have to go to MIT to know what's going to happen.
And as we wind down on today's video, we've got the crypto legend, Joel Katz. According to him, the old payment system is breaking down, and we have an up-to-date technology, the XRP ledger, to fix the problem. He explains the differences between payment and settlement. Listen in.
How many of you know the difference between payment and settlement? Not too many? A couple. All right, so let me just give you just a high level on this. I go to a restaurant and I pay with my Visa card and they let me go and they don't call the police saying that I left without paying for my food. That's a payment. But I still have to pay my credit card bill and somebody still has to wire money to the restaurant, right? Or ACH or whatever payment system they use. The payment has not been settled. Traditionally, payment and settlement have been completely bifurcated into completely separate systems. SWIFT is a payment system that doesn't do anything with settlement. And the problem with that is it makes it hard to do a good payment because you don't know if the recipient, you can't check the validity of the recipient. You don't know necessarily what the fees are going to be, what the exchange rate's going to be when the payment settles. So we built a system and the only reason they've been separated in institutional payments is historic. These systems date back from the old days when people had giant wheels of magnetic tape and the tape was on the bank's transaction computer during the day and someone would physically carry it over to the settlement computer that talked to the other banks at night. And there was no way to settle during the day because the tape had to be on the computer that was handling the bank's transactions. It had to go to the settlement computer when it was done. I'm not joking. I'm serious. If you look at your glitzy front-end application for your bank and it's all really cool and you can access it on your phone and it's all really, it's 21st century, but you scratch just a couple of layers below the surface and it's like you took a time machine. If you're lucky, you're in the mid to late 70s. That's when these systems that plumb the movement of money were built, and they are breaking down. Make no, even if blockchain completely fails, even if all cryptocurrencies are a bust, the payment world is going to change because it's terrible.
As always, please do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All the videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can let us know what you think in the comment section below and let's start a conversation. Thanks as always for watching. Couldn't be here without you. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button. And be sure to turn on notifications, that way you get posted when we put up new content. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Money Side.